What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Tears for Fears, and we're going back to Everybody Loves a Happy Ending, 2004. Shout out to both Phil and Kim for sharing Tears for Fears material, as well as all the folks who've been here since I began, going through, I think, the pair of records I had, one of which looks like a shamrock, and the early CDs that I bought to facilitate the initial stages of the Tears for Fears journey. But seriously, you folks are awesome, and most of the people who were there since the early days remain here, even though it does take longer as I get back around to it. So I do apologize, but also appreciate the patience and continued interest in this deep dive. And the next tune is called Secret World. I mean, both words are very clear. Combining them is also a very clear concept. It's a place, whether that's a more literal and physical world or some sort of world, which, even if it is conceptual, is probably defined by some sort of place, whether that is literally physical, where conceptual things take place within a physical area, or whether the physical place is someone's brain. So I feel like there's a possibility for it to express on multiple levels, is I guess the point I'm trying to make, a bit indelicately or clumsily, but let's listen. This is Tears for Fears. The track is Secret World, and it's from their 2004 album, Everybody Loves a Happy Ending.
This is a garden, this is a steeple. I hear the crowd before I ever see the people. Yours for the asking and for the taking. There is a power in the vacuum you're making. You and I have a secret world.
We have
And we can keep it unfurled and pay no attention to the cradle or the grave. And when we're close, we can say that we're lost in the middle of nowhere, thinking that it or not. And if we're wrong and we end up alone, we'll out of care for their innocent bones. You and I have a secret, and we can keep it unfurled and pay no attention to the cradle or the grave.
kind of a 70s feel with the brass here.
You have a secret world, and we can keep it unfurled and pay no attention. And when we're close, we can say that we're lost in the middle of nowhere, thinking like it or not. And if we're wrong and we end up alone, we're out of care for their innocent bones. You and I have a secret world, and we can keep it unfurled and pay no attention to the cradle or the grave.
I assume that's Roland on the guitar.
And when we're close, we can say that we're lost in the middle of nowhere.
So, okay, number one, was that live? Was that stitched together, perhaps? It felt, again, when I was listening to it, like a studio recorded track. And then, of course, that moment there begs the question of, was it just a really lushly recorded live performance, meaning not a live, sound in the room, but like a, direct line recording that they then opened up and gave us the sound of the concert at the end? Either way, what a crazy tune. I'll start lyrically. Most of it seemed to be this sweet, like, you and me, like we can go to this secret world, and it's sort of the what's happening outside of it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter what other people think, because we have this connection, we have it now, and it's our own little secret beautiful thing. But the line about, like, what was it, something about the graves, and then the, like, lighting a candle for the innocent ones, or like pretending not to notice when there's something in the graves. But yeah, the lighting the candle for the innocent ones, I'm not really sure where those lines fit in with what otherwise seemed to be along the lines of a really sweet personal connection that is perhaps their own little thing. So yeah, I look forward to people's comments, and maybe I'm misreading the part that I thought I was understanding, but again, every time it came around to that light a candle for the innocent ones, it's like, now I have no idea what I'm thinking. So, yeah, look forward to that, but sonically, I love the evolution of the tune, really sweet vocals. There are a couple moments where, like, I'm pretty sure it's Roland that I'm hearing. But again, once, there's some moments like where it gets to the chorus and the sonics are sort of exploding that I lose track of, even the slight distinction I'm able to make between their voices in the higher, like, parts of the range. But again, guitar, really sweet, love that guitar solo, sort of riff section, and ultimately, again, is that Roland on the guitar. I remember very early, before I had any sense that I could actually do, like, video reactions, was it Kim? Someone, maybe was it Kevin? Someone posted, or like linked me a video of a live performance, and I think it was from a concert they had been to, or at least it was like during a time when they had also seen them. And Roland definitely, was up front playing and singing, so that would be my assumption. But yeah, really interesting. I wonder, like, this is 2004. I know there's a lot of songs that Roland had written over time about his wife. Like, there's a moment where I wondered, if this is a Roland song, is this about his wife? Now, Curt's back in the group. It could be a Curt song, so it could be something that's unrelated to that entirely. And of course, I'm now thinking about the tipping point and Please Be Happy. Like, one of the most heartbreaking, like, I get emotional thinking about it. One of the most heavy tunes in the early days of the non, like, techno and punk reactions that I went through. So again, I really do intend to do a video where I revisit that album and maybe go through, second look some of the tracks again, and proper reactions a second time around. Because I forget what video it was in, but I did that thing where I kind of read just some brief comments about the album, and certainly, that felt like a good review at the time. It was still percolating in my brain, but I've continued to listen to it. I know more about Tears for Fears and Roland, his phase of taking over the mantle, so at some point I will have more to say about the late, or like recent stages of Tears for Fears, but I'm still coming to it. Indeed, I have been trying to shoot some, like, album thoughts videos about Depeche, Duran, and Aha, and even starting with Depeche, which I want to do as the first one, because it's the one that I'll have the most foundation to do to begin with. Even then, it's like, oh man, I want to talk about Delta Machine, but, like, God, I gotta go listen to that, because, I can't think of all the songs right now, whereas, there's a catfight happening outside. How horrible. But yeah, so even with Depeche, it's proved not as simple and is taking much longer to do some sort of video where I really kind of go through the albums and talk about my feelings about them. So for Tears for Fears, even Duran and Aha, it's going to take longer than I thought, but I'm not going anywhere. Hopefully people are here for the long haul. Hopefully people have a lot to say about this tune. I thought it was fantastic. The flourishing at the end where there was a moment, and the second time I've happened in this session, I thought the volume was about to fade. I thought it was going to do a long fade out. And I was like, wait, no, it's not fading. And what came after that was some of the most glorious music I heard, and the like keyboard flourishing, and in comes the cello right at the end just to like caress the like final moment of the masterpiece. So yeah, incredible. Once again, shout out to all those involved in the Tears for Fears deep dive. Let me know what you think of this. I will see you next time. Peace.